What is going on, everyone's? We are here and we are back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. I am Brandon D.
And I am Camille A. Stalker.
And we're gonna go ahead and get this episode started with what you know good. So, baby, what you know good for him today?
All right, I just finished reading an autobiography, Cicely Tyson's Just As I Am. Her life was amazing. She passed away last year, 2021. She was 96 years old. So during that time, during the pandemic, was still a pandemic, during the quarantine, she decided to write about her life, and her life started off, I was like, yeah, but now I'm like, wow, she was a heck of a woman. Yeah, if you don't know, she was married to Miles Davis, the jazz trumpeter. And yeah, I listened to it, but it's a really good listen. So if you're interested in that, Just As I Am, Cicely Tyson. Next up, Happy Mother's Day. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there.
Yes, indeed.
Next up, congratulations to all of the graduates, whether they are in kindergarten, 5th grade, 8th grade, high school, and college. Shout out to my niece who will be graduating on this Friday. So congratulations to you, miss. I'm not going to call your name, but you know who you are if you're listening. So that's all I have for What You Know Good.
Alrighty then. We're gonna go ahead and keep it on the moving. And y'all know how we do. We're gonna go ahead and get into this topic. The topic for today is going to be
trade or trades versus colleges or college.
Yes, indeed. So, reference.
All right. I don't even remember what we were talking about. I don't remember what we were talking about, but it was just an idea of, people talk about college a lot and we don't really hear about trade. I specifically remember being in high school and it was college. Nobody pushed a trade. And I feel like if they would have pushed a trade, I might have
taken a different route.
Swayed because to me, I feel like it would have been an easier route. That's just my opinion. I feel like it would have been an easier route to be 18 and learn a skill versus sitting in a class and you go into an 8 o'clock class and learning something out of a book, like continuing. Now, there's nothing wrong with college because, as you know, I am a college student right now, but I get it more. I understand it more now of being a college student than I was at 18 or 19 or 20. And like I said, waking up and going to a class and it being like, oh. And then, like, when I think of college, I also think of so this is how much, like, guidance I did not have. When I had went to take where to be placed in my classes, I didn't take it seriously, first off. So I was placed in remedial classes.
You want to play crazy? We're going to show you crazy.
We're going to show you. So I'm like, why am I not in 1301 English? Why am I not in math? And they were like, you didn't score what you were supposed to. So I was like, okay, well, I want to retest, right? So the guidance, I'm going to say the guidance for that was not there. And so that also goes, like, you might not know, what is a trade? A trade is a skilled job and one that requires manual skills and special training. Some of these trades that I was like, what? This is kind of cool. That I did find: construction workers, plumbers, electricians, Truck drivers. I'm gonna talk about truck drivers in a minute. / bus drivers, welders, carpenters, custodians are
Trades?
a trade. Yep. Not a janitor, a custodian.
There's a difference, and I didn't know that.
A hairstylist, a mechanic, pipe fitters, brick and stone mason, heavy equipment operators, and crane operators. And then also with these jobs, they was paid a lot, like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? Huh? Man, y'all could have been a custodian. Joke. Okay. That's
And
not
then
my
with
field.
all these trades, you can do stuff on the side, so you're not limited to just the job that you have.
Right. That was so interesting. So yeah, I want to know, first question is, why is a trade important? And then I'll answer like why a college is important. Like, you get what I'm doing.
Show you right. So a trade is important. First off, I didn't know about trades when I was in high school. I didn't learn about trades until I was about 25-ish, 26-ish, something like that. 2007, whatever age I was. That's when I found out about trades.
In
And
2007, you were 25?
I don't know how old I was. That's why I changed it up and said
I was 17 in 2007. You were 22.
close enough. All right.
That's right.
But anyway, I was down on my luck, and I have a partner who is a plumber, and he started telling me about how much money he was making, and I was in awe because he was doing major numbers.
Yeah.
I'm talking major numbers.
Yeah.
So from that point on, I went to school. And from school, I had a job immediately.
Explain school. You're saying school. You have to explain.
Okay, so I went to plumbing school, where they teach you the different, the lingo. They teach you the different fittings, how to use them, what not to use, when to use them.
How long did this process take?
9 months.
Versus 4 years.
Yes. So in 9 months, I had a guaranteed job. Making, at the time, I was 22-ish. I was making $15 an hour when I first started.
Wow.
And that's really not knowing too much.
That's my next question. With
Yeah.
people who are just starting out, a young man, a young woman, because there could be some women pipe fitters, plumbers. There are. There is a lot of women.
Truck drivers.
There are a lot of women who have gone into this truck driving thing, which is like,
goodness,
y'all, and that's why I said I'm gonna come back to that, to the truck driver. But my mind. What? Yeah. What do they need to know? Will anybody hire them straight off?
Straight out? Yes. Because for the simple fact is this. The average age for trades is getting older. It's not getting younger.
Right.
They need new people coming in so they can secure what they have, the jobs that they have, and keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're finding out is a lot of kids these days, being that college is pushed, they're not taking that route. And I didn't even know that back in the day. I was listening to someone on YouTube or whatever. They were saying that back in the day, they had trades inside of schools. So we actually had mechanics. Mm-hmm. We had a mechanic class. And I worked in a school recently. They have carpentry. And so it is trade. It's in certain areas, in certain schools, in certain districts. They're not promoting it to everyone.
And I think the place that they are not promoting it, because you're saying the school that you worked at, that was in a predominantly,
it was the average income was about $375,000.
They're not placing mechanic. Well, I think my high school did, and then they took it out. They had took away home economics. They had took away all. I think that was like my freshman year, and I was like, I want to do home ec, and I wanted to go bake some cookies. I'm not even joking.
We did have home ec.
I wanted to bake cookies because my brothers got to experience that.
Culinary is another trade. Because we had a whole kitchen.
Cooks was on the thing. I was a lot of other ones that were on the thing, but I don't think it's promoted in these 3rd ward areas, 5th ward areas, 1st ward, 2nd, like in the wards, like where it's. The HISD.
And then it's a lot of stigmas behind a lot of these trades. Like people don't want to be plumbers because they think they're gonna be dancing in doo-doo.
I sure did think that.
Even if that was the case, and I have been in doo-doo, but you have to think about these numbers, taking care of your family. Mm-hmm. And if that's the situation, if this is the trade that I'm choosing and that's the situation, then that's what it is. Yeah. So I got to roll with those punches.
Yeah. That was so interesting. Okay, now why I want to talk about a truck driver is because it seems like my family lineage is like teachers and truck drivers. The men are truck drivers, the women are like educators. And so in my mind, I always thought I wanted to be an educator. I still do, but not in the way that not the traditional way. Yeah. So my daddy was a truck driver. He is retired now.
Shout out.
And I was always impressed by, how he drove this truck, what he did, how he did it. But it was also a thing of he never said it to me, but it was a thing of women should not be truck drivers, right? And then as I'm thinking, the older I'm getting, because of men, not because they couldn't do it, of the environment, you having to hold your own, men being ugly, that type of stuff. It wasn't
a lonely man out there on that road. He'll do some crazy things,
right? And so it wasn't that he was saying like women. It was so that's why I was like, he could have told me, I could have learned, I would have been out here making money, but but I was like, maybe that just wasn't my calling. So it was just interesting that I did have that way, but I still didn't go that way, which is very, very interesting that I am still, that even though I know about trades now, I am still pursuing that degree of saying, because I do want to be in somebody's school, and people aren't really letting you into schools if you don't have that degree. Like, they'll let you in, but then they still want you to hold you back. They'll hold you back, but they still want you to go get the degree. Because I remember parents who worked at my elementary school, and then they would only stay in that position, but then they had to go to school to further their education to be higher up in the thing. Mm-hmm. A trade is also important because we've named all these workers, and you have to think about the infrastructure.
The infrastructure.
Seriously, though, you do have to think about the infrastructure, because if we don't have construction workers, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, custodians, pipe fitters, mechanics, brick and stone masons, like crane operate, like all of these people who know how to operate the machinery and all of that, because if I'm not mistaken, I think my brother does that as well. Look, I don't know what these people be doing.
Forklift
that's what I think. That's what it is. But if we did not have this, then how the world would not run, right, the way it needs to be. If you look at truck drivers, I'm on truck drivers because I know, like, that world. Oil, putting the gas and all of that, transporting food, transporting goods to this. What the strike was with the truck drivers and what was it, in that cold city, and they were like, nah, we ain't doing this, and they had laying brick, houses and stuff like that. So
concrete workers.
Yeah,
and we wouldn't have no freeways.
If you Google the pay, and I'm not saying pay is everything, but in today's age, and how things are changing with how rent is going up, how every market is being changed, and we're pushing go to a 4-year college, be in debt, And I am fortunate enough to be in a position where I won't be in as much debt because I am receiving Pell Grants. I'm receiving scholarships and all of this. So I won't be in so much debt as versus someone who is, like I said, 18 and saying,
You'll probably make more money in 2 years than someone that with a degree will make in 5.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Yeah. So why?
And then,
okay.
let me another point. Trades is one thing that a computer can't do.
Oh man.
You get because coming from the construction industry, plumbing and pipe fitting, there are so many variables in the field. There's no way possible for you to program a robot to do the work that we do on a daily basis. Things change. You have 5 or 6 trades working in the same area, and there's no way possible. So we have to have people. We have to be promoting this to the younger generation so they can come up in this, because I guarantee you, ever since 2009, I've never had to worry about a job.
Right. We're gonna talk about that at the kind of like.
We're gonna talk about my interviews.
Yes.
Okay.
Because because of somebody who's been in interviews and you've had to send a resume and with paper, but I'll get there. Why is college pushed but not a trade? I want to hear you first, and then I'll give my reason as to why. We might have the same answer, but why is college pushed?
The same way public school is pushed. They want to teach you how to be a worker. They want to prolong your youth. So by the time you get out there, there's only certain things you could do, because people don't want to hire people that are a certain age. So that's why I feel like the trades are not being pushed. And it's really, if you think about it, it's kind of stupid, because what are we going to do without construction workers? All of these trades, what are we going to do without them?
And here, I'm going to pause you right there just to make a point. And people will say negative things about Hispanic people or people who come in and they out here might not have went to school like Brandon did, but they'll learn the trade, right? And then they'll build. They take their money, because y'all, these are
buying land.
These are $30 plus jobs. Man. I'm not talking about no $8.25, no $7.75. These people are making money
25 plus,
and they are utilizing these funds to purchase land. They're coming from another place, and they're coming to the United States and creating that American dream, right? I know
it firsthand. I've seen it. And
they're building. It might not be what they want in that first year, but I tell you, 20 years from now, they have their land, their house, the everything they want.
We laugh at them for living 15 deep in the house, but there's a method to their madness.
Whoa, everybody gonna have a house.
Everybody gonna have some land in the house in about 15 to 20 years. Everybody gonna have their own.
Everybody. So it's interesting.
Side note.
I wanted to put that in there, because we look at that and be like, they're coming over here and they're taking jobs, but are you willing to learn?
They're not taking anything.
Not taking anything.
Y'all we giving it to them.
They're not taking anything.
They already know when they come over here, there's certain jobs that we as Americans do not want to do.
Yeah.
We are too prideful to be doing these things. So they come in here and they making that bread. I'm telling you, they making that bread. I know Mexicanos who are on the job. These boys is going home to acres, horses, chickens, cows.
So how are we going to change our mentality? That's just something I want us to think about. Where were we going? Because that was pretty good, that insert.
We was at why our colleges pushed and not trades.
Oh, okay. So I think colleges are pushed for the simple fact of they put you in debt.
That too.
I think it is designed to put you in debt and for you to come try and build yourself out of that. Because if you're in debt, That's more money in Sally Mae, Fannie Mae, all of them.
And even though you're making 6 figures, you owe 4.
Right. So I'm like, how are you living? So I get both sides. Like I said, I'm gonna be a college graduate with my bachelor's next year. But I knew like how I wanted to engage with how to go to college. I guess we kind of touched on this part just a little bit right now, but do we need a degree to have a great career? And we've kind of already said you do not. Do we need doctors and nurses and
absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna tell you this:
but
they can program. They have machines that will do surgery on you. Just think about that.
Trying to eliminate. So yeah, we don't need a degree to have a great career. Also, a trade. You can be a creative, you can be a YouTube influencer, you can be an Instagram influencer. Like, things are changing in this day and age, but I think the one thing that is not changing is a trade, because like you said, these manual skills that, we need them. That is what makes the world go round. Who's making the world go round? The people that come from Mexico and are doing
the
these
ones
jobs,
who are willing to get out there.
And so
in that hot sun.
It has always been in the back of my brain, like, how do I create something big for boys and girls to learn a trade, to give that option, to on college day. Hey, it's trade day. What type of trade do you want to do?
I believe they used to do that too.
I know they did college, but I never saw a trade. So I never saw a trade at those tables. It was like, what college do you want to go to? All right, so Brandon, I want you to explain the hiring process of you as a because you are a skilled worker. How does that work?
Okay. So
I was amazed, and I was like, you do what? You don't take a piece of paper, like you don't email a piece of paper and they tell you like, and they look at it and be like, yeah, no, like they don't determine this. And this man was like, no, I just walk in there. You do what?
Hey,
you don't prepare this?
No, I go in there. So real talk, no bull jive. I go in there and I just converse with whoever I'm talking to. We just have an honest conversation of what's going on with our lives and what we expect from each other and what we can agree on. And once that conversation is done, then I fill out the paperwork.
And it literally happens like that. It's like a 15-minute thing, and Brandon's like, I'm on my way home. What? You don't have to sit there, because I remember going to interviews and being in that room and sitting there.
Ain't no second interview. Ain't no real. No.
Oh my gosh! I also remember going to like orientation and sitting in a room full of people, and it was like none of that. So it's different. It's different.
It's not really an interview. It's an agreement.
It's crazy.
You go in there and y'all figure out what y'all can agree on. And if you can't agree on nothing, then y'all part ways. But if the agreement is mutual, then hey, you fill out the paperwork. W-4, all the necessary information. Direct deposit information. Direct deposit information. All that good stuff. Really, all of that comes with the application.
Yeah.
So you get the application because they have to have your information.
Right, right.
So normally when you fill out an application, you give it to the person and you go home and they call you. Nah, we don't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
So what we do is we come in, for me, when I go to most companies, I have a contact. Mm-hmm. So I call them and let them know I'm coming, and then once we get there, the application and all the information I fill out at the same time while we're having the conversation about
so it's
what
like
we're going to agree on.
Like but our references are written down. Like you give them
but mine are verbal.
That's you right.
Ours are verbal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he can call whoever he wants to, and he can tell by my conversation that I know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So there's a certain number that I expect. and there's a certain number that he won't go over. So,
and really quickly, it's interesting how, oh man, I forgot. It's really interesting how, dang it, y'all been having these freaking brain
farts,
memory things. I don't remember. It might come to me. Dang it, it was a good point though.
We might put it in the comments.
I don't know if I'm gonna remember to write it down.
All right.
But it's
She's trying, y'all. She's trying.
Oh, it was a good question.
It was a good one.
Because my thing was explain the hiring process. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. It was good. But yeah, just the hiring process was very interesting. How quickly it went. How quickly the whole process went with some other things as well. I was like, what? Like there's still a probation thing, but it was just interesting. But it's funny how you go in and you give an amount that you want, right? Mm-hmm. Other jobs are like starting at.
No, ain't no.
You get what I'm saying? That's what it is. Starting at.
See, that's the difference between being a skilled worker and then somebody who can. Applying for a job that anybody can do. You can't come on my job, and anybody can't just walk on what I do and just do it. It's not gonna happen. It's too much going on. That's why it's a skilled worker.
That's amazing. I mean, but and nobody can just walk in and be a teacher. You know. Yeah. So they have, but still, the salary is not.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting.
Most teachers have construction worker husbands.
How do you afford that? You're a teacher.
That's my husband. He's a welder. He works offshore.
Oh, yeah. Did I say welders?
Oil workers, too.
Yeah, definitely. I have a classmate who will be on the shore.
But that's too dangerous for me. I can't be out there like that, Jack.
You have to do, like, study and work.
Man, you do 2 weeks on, a week off? Nah, I'm good. Wow. That's too much. So but anyway.
There's jobs out here. It's just what do you choose? And I think I would like to start like some little program that we can like get kids in a trade. Like if you're graduating and you don't know what to do, hey, let's look at this trade. Mm-hmm. You don't have to work at McDonald's. You don't have to do Taco Bell. Like you don't have to work fast food.
And starting out, if you're making $15 to $18, that's still more than you'd be making at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Starting out.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go to school. They're willing to teach you because they want you to know their way of doing things so you can do it their way. They take pride in that.
Amazing.
Yes, they do.
Do y'all believe in a trade or do you believe in college? Do you believe in both? What do you think? What should we be promoting to kids in these schools? Do you know anybody who needs information?
That's what I was about to say. If you have any questions about it, I know specifically about the construction industry. So plumbing, electrician, carpenter, pipe fitter, all of that. I know all about that. So if you have any questions, y'all can reach out to me however you want to get at me. But yeah. Moving right along. Are we done there, baby?
Yeah, trade versus college. Which one, y'all? Which one?
All right. We're going to go ahead and get into On This Day in Black History. So today, it's not on my phone. So Lena Horne died at the age of 92 from heart failure on May the 9th, 2020 or 2010.
2010.
2010. Our condolences to her family, Miss Lena Horne. She was.
You know who that is?
Vaguely.
I just remember her being the good witch in The Wiz. So pretty.
Yes. But like always, y'all continue to rock with us. We're gonna continue to rock with y'all. Every week we coming with a hot new topic. Y'all continue to stay blessed. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace, love, and soul. Like Soul Train. You feel me? Out of here.